Hello everybody, I am ThunderSnow. Welcome to the Spacials Galactology. Don't know why I had to sing it, I just did. Yes, this is a resource management game slash building game. Anybody who wished to build a space station, not in space, on a planet, what do you call them then? Just stations? This is a station building game, mostly focused on resource management and setting up production lines and queues and things like that. There's a lot involved in this game, so it's going to be something that becomes apparent over time. But we will get through most of the basics in this look. I thought I'd show off the game quickly as a quick look because it's been in early access for a long while. It's had many updates and I do actually enjoy playing the game. I've already had my money's worth out of the game so far and it's still being updated regularly. There has been some major changes recently with the way that the game works, and yeah, I just thought it was about time that it got some airing, some viewing, so that you can all see the beauty and blah blah blah. Anyway, yes, so I'm going to have a quick playthrough of the starting game. I'm going to set up a basic production line, a basic station, start building some money, and just explore a few of the things this game has to offer. So, without further ado, let's get into this and let's start doing. First of all, I'll start off with 6 little dudes. What are their names? We have Lexi, Melissa, Theodore, Thurney? Yeah, that dude. Jesuita? Jesuita. Oh, is it Jesuita? And Renel. Okay, we're going to call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We'll notice up here that 4 of them are on damage and 3 of them are on healing, so if they ever get into a scrap, that's what their roles will be. But that's later down the line. We don't have to worry about any of that at the minute. We have to set up a basic base and get some money flowing. As you can see in the top right corner, we have 30,000 monies to start with. I think it's credits, but I'm going to call it money from here on out. There are different speeds you can play the game on, so you can speed it up if you're doing some big building work or you're just waiting for resources to come in. Yeah, so first of all, we need to build some walls and start the station building. Where should we build? That's the first question. We do start with a small stockpile of items, which are next to the crew here. So I think I will build near that so people aren't wandering backwards and forwards for building material if I build a base miles away. Can I build on here? Yes. Yes. This game is a sequel to the Spacials game, which was similar in the way that it worked and you built bases. But this is vastly expanded in what actually happens within the game, and also that you're actually on a home planet now, because originally you were on an asteroid, and where you see all the oceans it would be just backdrop. You better see space. Yeah, so let's just start building a few rooms. What we're going to have to do to start with is build a basic kitchen. We're going to have to build a basic living quarters. And we're going to have to build... what else? Yeah, we need a research department and a small workshop, should we say. So, let's just start all this here. And then I will add another one this side. Trying not to be too pedantic with the way I lay it out, although I do like symmetry. Like a lot of people do, so I will try and focus on a bit of symmetry. Yep, if I can help it. If I can't, then that's the wrong button. If I can't, then so be it. Yeah, hold shift to delete things, but you've got to be in the right mode. If you want to delete an item, you've got to be in item mode. Floor, you've got to be in floor mode, and if you want to delete a wall, you've got to be in wall mode. Now I can fit some doors onto this thing. So 1 in there, 1 out there, and rotation, please. No, rotation, please. Oh, I'm pressing num key. That's off center. Anyway, just for now, we'll start building all this. So we will get some floors in. Gonna have neat workshop for in here. I'm going to have Crystal Palace for in here, which is going to be the crew quarters to start with. This is going to be more the kitchen production area. And this is going to be production for facilities and commercial builds. Also, it's probably going to house the research table because I don't want it in the kitchen. Who does research in kitchen? I don't know. So yeah, now we need a floor. I'm going to go for Winnebago, but I'm going to put it orange, I think. We need like a commercial colour. No, we'll put it grey. I'll do orange as a storage area, which is going to go down here. So basic storage as well. And I've messed myself up now, there's no symmetry left. Yeah, that's off. That's going to annoy me, but I will make do. I will make do. And this is going to be just a basic storage area where I can fit some goods in and not have to worry about them getting weathered. There is no weathering in the game for goods left outside, but it's always best to have them somewhere. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that really how big I made that side? It's a bit weird how the perspective actually throws you off. Well, 6 and 6, that is right. So put a basic door on this. You can do researching, which will upgrade, not just upgrade, it will open up more production items and floors and things. We'll have a quick look. Go away, research. Yeah, you can open up new machinery for you to allow you to craft different items down here. You've got facilities and security, which allow you to make items like equipment for the crew. Also, you can get to robotics later on, and then visitors docks once you start building up a visitors area. You got your food and drink, which is good to start with because it allows you to build up money by just selling. Hygiene, is that, yeah, health and hygiene, sorry. You need the Medibay pretty early. This is just, yeah, you don't need any of this just to start with, whilst you've still got red shirts. You're fine. It's when you start getting officers that you need the master bedrooms, and then later on for the visitors you've got motels and hotels to open up and unlock. Commercial, is this commercial? No, recreational. Yeah, booze, that's recreational. Arcade, I'm going to say casino, but we're not there yet. Casino's right down there. But yeah, there's quite a bit to unlock, and then you can actually unlock better ships with bigger holds and faster capabilities for moving. Faster speed. Skills, orbital bombing. Ooh, that's new. Ooh. That's something that's been added recently, that different ships do different things. That's got a shield dome on it, and that can do teleport. That's something I'm going to have to look into. Also, what is new in the latest update, if you hover over a machine, or not hover over, if you click one, it tells you there's a noise level that it creates. So you've got to be careful when you're building noisy machinery near sleeping areas, but I think it's based on the rooms themselves. And also there's aesthetics you've got to worry about, especially when you're building quarters for crew quarters for your officers. What else was there? Dunno. Let's just get this built up. I need a floor in there, which is going to be Winnebago again, but I'm going to make it orange. Orange, please. And that's going to be one big storage area. Right, we've got one of the rooms finished off, so whilst I'm here, yeah, as you can see, the noise and aesthetics numbers are there. If your noise is too loud, then people won't be able to sleep. If your aesthetics is too low, people will get depressed. So you got to focus on crew needs as well. Because if I click an individual crew member, they do have needs that need accounting for, need looking after. So we're going to get on and do some of that. The walls up look better. You see, like the cursor is making the walls disappear. It looks better once you've got your base built up and you can see all the walls. But for now, for building, I'm going to toggle walls off so that I can see what I'm doing. And we're going to put some objects in here. Basic beds. we're gonna do it that way or that way. No. Let's get them along the bottom. I only have 6 crew at the minute, and that's 5 beds. That will do, everybody. Gonna go into decoration, put a few cheap rugs in front of the beds. And then some lockers, because wardrobes are more for officers. Or when people have individual rooms to put stuff in. I haven't put a door there, so I need to do that. Space pauses, which you might see me doing quite often just to get stuff up and running. We also need to start laying out the kitchen. This is what's going to be our main money maker to start with. So I need enough. There we go. I need enough of them to be able to produce a lot. So this is a good size room so far. These rooms are pretty good. That's there. I'm going to build in there a facility and a storage area. Now I'm going to put this machine as close to the entrance as I can. Just because when people put things into the storage area, they actually put it into the machine and it allocates it inside here. Although if they want to pick up items from the storage area, they have to go to the item itself. But putting that closer to the entrance does make it quicker for dropping things off. And we have enough aluminium to make everything, so that's awesome, with a bit to spare for upgrades. For expansion is what I meant to say. What I could do with this is add another wall. They'd take this wall out and put 2 doors there. Leave it, it's fine. Right, so we're in a position now where we have our basic base set up. The crew needs are the priority to start with. So what I am going to do is look at hunger and thirst. We need to start making food, and we have to start selling food. But right now that's 2, that's 2. Why did I think that was centered? Anyway, also that in line with that. This is what you get when you don't actually plan, you just put stuff down. Anyway, let's ignore that, if I can. What we need to do, we need to start making food. To do that, what we're going to have to do is, each one of these kitchens can make one of 2 things. So you can set a manual build order, so if you want to build 50 of them, you just put 50 in and it will make that 50. Once it runs out, it stops and doesn't do anything until you give it another build order. And when you've got many machines, I mean, this is just the start and I haven't even put some machinery in here yet, but once you actually get enough machinery down, you can't micromanage it, there's too much to do. So what we do instead, we set everything to a global production queue. So all of these are going global. Right, now that they're all set to global, that allows me to go into the inventory management. I'm going to change this to list instead of table because I think it's a lot easier to see what you actually have. And we're going to click on basic rations. Now with whatever we put in here, the minimum stock level will be how much we keep on the global production line. So if I set that to 100, which I'm going to do now, all of these kitchens will make basic rations until it hits 100 and then they'll stop. And then if we start selling or we use the rations, they'll make more and keep that level at 100. So the global production queue is definitely what you want to aim for when you are setting up a base. The other thing is water. People need to drink as well, so we're going to set that to 100. And because the basic kitchen does water and food, well, filtered water and basic rations, then just having them two set to 100 in the global queue will mean that it's always kept up to. So now you'll see some little icons appear over the production lines. This means that there are jobs waiting and people can't fill them. When the icon disappears, it means that somebody is using that machine. So you can see if you've got machines waiting to be used, so you can manage your staff that way, because you might need to hire a lot more staff. What we need to do then is to make this efficient, because what people need to do, they need to get, to make a basic ration, they have to get 2 fruits. So they come in here, get 2 fruits, then go back there, make it, and then they bring the item back in here. All of that's a bit too long-winded, so what we can do is make some temporary storage called pallets. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these here. Okay. What that's going to allow me to do, once they've been built, it allows me to store individual items, individual goods, in stacks. So on one of these stacks I'm going to have rations, on the other stack I will have filtered water, so people don't have to wander in here to get rid of what they've just made. They can just stick it on a pallet, and also next to them I'm going to have the ingredients which make them. So they can pick the ingredients up, make the product, put the product down, pick the ingredients up. So that the cycle that we'll have to do is from the machine to the pallets to the machine to the pallets. It cuts out this entire storage area, which will save a lot of time in the long run. So one of the key elements to this game is to set up some decent production lines with the objects that are required on the production lines close to hand, and then later on, once we open robotics, we can get some haulage droids, and they will be the ones that haul items for them. So we can make the production a lot more efficient. So let's set this to basic rations, and I'm going to set the max stock to 100 because I'm only keeping 100 in the global queue. This one is going to be filtered water, and we're going to set it to 100 for the global queue. Now this one, filtered water is made by water, so we go back to water. I'm going to keep on here as much water as I can because I'm not using water anywhere else at the minute. In fact, no, I will leave that at 500. Accept that. And the same for the fruits. I'm going to set that to cancel that. Fruits in here. And I'm going to set that to 500 as well. Any surplus over that will be put into the storage area. And then the pallets will be restocked first before the materials go into the storage area. Now that is a basic production line, and that's fine. That will be good enough to make a little bit of money. Now people need to eat and drink. Now they can't do that without any tables. So before I go any further, let's just get some canteen tables. And this is not going to be permanent, but I am going to go away. I am going to put them in here for now. Eventually they'll have a eating area separate to the production area, the kitchen. And let's have a look at that. There's 80 noise in that room. It's a noisy room. I'm wondering if that noise level gets high enough that starts bleeding into other rooms. I hope it does, because then it'll add more strategy in the way that you plan your stations. Interrupted by noise. What's interrupted by noise? Okay, so to eat you cannot have noise over a certain level. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put these in here then for now. It's fine. I'll just delete these, stop building. There we go. Then people can start eating and drinking over here. So the production line set up. We've got our basic stocks. We've got our produced goods. So now we need to know how to refill our supplies. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to check our fleet. Click on the fleet option and we can see we have 2 ships with 2 crew in each. This one has 70 units of cargo hold and this one has 100. So what I'm going to do is make this one a collector ship. It'll just go around and pick up items. It'll pick up supplies from the planets that I go to and choose to export from, and then it'll bring them back to base, and then we can use that to build things. Speaking of exporting from planets, if we go into this, we can see the other civilizations which exist. Now we have the Crustaceans and the humans at the minute. There are quite a few other races. I think there's about 6 more at least that you can open up. But to start with, you start with these 2 so that you've actually got some trading partners that you can buy from and sell to. Buy-in price, this is how much I will pay per good. And this is how much I can sell the goods for. Now what I will look at is this. 30%, 37%. I'm better off buying from the Crustaceans. The trouble with that is, if I go into my galaxy map, I start off in a human-owned system. So the humans are here, so my export prices are going to be based on the human price. This shows exports that the planets give. So this is where I can get certain exports from. I still need to go and extract them, the resource, and transfer it back home, and then I have to pay for it. It's not a case of you just buy it and they send it to you. You've got to go and set up some extractors for certain goods. But we'll get around to that shortly. Let's see how we're doing here. We have food in surplus. We're making more food than we're using. And once everyone's eaten, yeah. That should start building up and we can start selling. Right, so for now, I'm going to go to the galaxy. We need fruits and we need water. That's what makes the basic rations the fruits, and the water is for the filtered water. So we're going to head over to Chuto Land. Alright guys, it's only me. I've decided to split this up into a couple of episodes just because it does run on that long. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, and I will see you hopefully in the next one.